Okay, so you've seen lots of reviews about the Boss SY-1, um, and it is, I have to say, it's as good as they say it is. But I'm not going to do a review of that, but I did buy it for a reason that it doesn't do very well. So I would like to point out, and nobody's pointed this out, um, that the SY-1, one thing it doesn't do that well is it won't listen to a strummed guitar and put pads behind it, synth pads behind it. It's really, really good at tracking, and it does do all of the things mostly that the reviews say they do. But what I want to talk about is something that nobody's talked about. So yeah, if you're buying this pedal um, for because you want to strum guitar and sing and have it create pads behind 6-string strumming, it doesn't do it that good. It has a kind of problem where it picks up a load of sort of bass, sort of percussive bass sounds. And I don't particularly rate it for that. I'll keep it for this reason that I'm about to show you. Obviously, if you want to play synth solos on your guitar, it will work, and the tracking is unbelievable. Believe everything you hear about that. But yeah, it won't make nice airy pads while you're strumming, say, an open G chord or whatever. It kind of does, but it's not that great for it. You get a lot of percussive bass sound with it. It could have been filtered out, and I'm sure maybe an update patch or the new version of this when it comes out won't do that. But it doesn't really do it very well. But what is cool about this pedal is you can stick a mic in it, right? So I'm using an ordinary preamp here. This is a PC audio interface card and a standard mic. This is a fake SM58 clone. And one of the things, one of the things I noticed that you can actually sing into this thing and it will make your voice into a synthesizer, which is pretty cool. So what that enables is something I quite like. It allows people who can't play an instrument at all, but who can vaguely sing, to be able to join in with a jam session. And that to me is interesting and really cool. So I've been messing around sticking a mic through it with pretty good results, you know. It loves the Hammond organ on a vocal, but you can sing bass lines into it. I had a jam with a friend of mine, and we did Burning and Looting by Bob Marley, and he just sang the bass line. So the bass line goes do 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 do, and it comes out great. Okay. The only trouble is if you're like really going for it and you're doing a synth solo with your voice, because it puts you off a little bit having your voice turned into a Hammond organ, for instance. It makes you pitch wrong. So one of the things I've done is to auto-tune the voice and let I'm adjusting things as I speak to you, and then it lets you really much more freely sing, say, a solo over it. But now let me just give you a demonstration of the bass stuff. So if you were gonna sing a bass line, you could do something like with the Bob Marley as an example. I could sing into this, so I would go do 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 do. Check this out. Do 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 do. So that's a basic sound. You've got much more natural bass sound as well if you want that, but obviously you can hear that I'm a little off key because I'm not used to singing bass lines, right? So what I've done is I've managed to find a free auto-tune that will work in real time. Now I know that you can pay for one, auto-tune live, whatever, but this one is called, I don't know if this is going to focus, it's called Gralian 2. This is free and it will do it in real time. And I'm using Ableton as a DAW, and you can see here that these are the notes you've got turned on and off. You tell it what key you're in. I mean, a lot of pedals like Mic Mechanic will auto-tune to the semitone. But what I felt I really needed for beginners was something that would auto-tune to a set key, a little bit better than semitones, because you can go off by a semitone if you're half cut or whatever and you're having a party. So I've got this installed on my DAW, which is Ableton Lite, and the interface looks like this. You can specify your own key in the key list, and I don't know if that'll focus. You can pick your own key and it remembers what you've tweaked. So for this demonstration I've got it in D major, but what I'm going to do, you can see that it's made a natural D major, but I'm going to add C to that because I like that note for humming a solo. And what I've done with the connectivity, I've put a mic, standard mic, into an XLR, and I've taken the phono out from a phono to a 1/4 inch jack, shoved it in the input of the synth pedal, taken it out straight to the mixer, and there's no reverb or anything. So the purpose of that is to get digitally the vocal through USB into Ableton and then pitch correct it and send it back out before it goes through the pedal. There is a slight delay, but it's marginal, and yeah, I'll just give you a demo of what it can do. I've just made a quick loop on I do a lot of guitar stuff, so I've just made a quick loop of something simple, and what I've chosen is Release by Pearl Jam, because it goes round and round and it's nice to jam to. It's sort of atmospheric. So I'm just going to turn on the real-time correction here. So I should be in D. Let me just find a D. That will pitch correct me, and I ain't the greatest singer. So that's the clever bit, and it makes it much easier to do what I'm about to do. So I'm going to set this to Hammond organ, and one of the nicer ones I think is this one. Right, and I'm going to play Release by Pearl Jam, which I've crudely looped here, and I'm going to do a pitch corrected Hammond organ sort of backing, just using my voice and the auto tuner, and I'll give you I'll do it without the mic and then add the mic in so you can hear what I'm doing. So I'm just going to noodle along with this, so kind of like do 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 do, and this is what it does. So if I give you both the natural vocals from just me directly and the mic, so I'll bring the mic in. So yeah, I just like the fact that I can get my friends drunk and they can join in, you know, whether it be singing a bass line or just jamming along, you know, they can get involved, and I really, really rate that. And this pedal isn't cheap, and if you want pad backing to strummed chords, it ain't so good, but it damn well does everything else, and I will have it just for this feature because it's great. And yeah, that was it really. I just thought I'd like to share that.